And that was in the wintertime. Left me home by myself.
Faribault Foods and the IBEW Local Union 110. Now here's your host, Rick Grosskreutz.
Yes, Rice County Fair talk. About what, a month and a half now. John Dvorak is in studio, the manager of the Rice County Fair, also Kathy Cap. Isn't that right, John? About a month and a half.
6 weeks.
That's a month and a half.
6 weeks and counting.
Well, I stopped by the Rice County Fair this morning, and the big sign was up front, been moved out, and the guys were pressure washing out one of the barns, getting all the dust and everything removed, and that's a sure sign that it'll be here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's like I say, you know, it's when I can start tasting the fair food, I know it's around the corner, and I can taste the fair food, so it's going to be here quick.
Yeah, we had some fair food this morning. Kathy Cap brought in homemade banana bread.
Maybe I should enter that in open class.
I
never
think,
thought
do you
of
need
that.
a judge?
Well, I don't know who judge. You have to check with Char Wetzel. She's in charge of that.
Well, lots of contests at the Rice County Fair. All sorts of fun to be had. By the way, Rice County Fair Queen, do we have some candidates yet?
Not yet, but this is the way it always goes. They have to get through graduation and all the fun things that they do at the end of the year, and then they'll be scrambling, and maybe I'll even get one or two of them one day before closing. I've even had some call that morning and say, "Can I get it in?" And I said, "Yes." You know, and they've driven it out to my house on French Lake. Mostly moms that have delivered them, but that's just kind of the way it's the way society is now. It's very last minute, and I think the digital has kind of caused part of that, but I do have to have a written entry form. So anybody out there, get on the ball and let's get going.
Well, it's a busy time. I was out to the farm over the weekend spraying beans, and
You burned them.
that's just because it was very warm. The oil-based herbicide did burn the leaves, but my agronomist assures me they're going to be okay.
Okay.
But anyway, my point is I saw 3 or 4 graduation open houses as I'm driving through the county back road. So lots of things going on at this time of year.
Lots of things going on, and we got a few graduation parties scheduled for that are going to rent out some of the buildings at the fair, and so we're able to use those facilities for parties, and several graduation parties are going to be happening in June.
And that's kind of nice, generate some additional revenue that then can be used for repair and upkeep of all those buildings.
That's exactly right. And you know, we've got beautiful buildings out there. We've got beautiful facilities and facilities that can accommodate a large number of people. And what a better way to have a graduation party or any kind of a party. You don't have to clean up the mess at your house. You just clean it up at the fair. So
You know, I was going to comment on that too, that the facilities that we have, they are wonderful, and you don't have to worry about parking because you have all kinds of parking, and to be able to dress the place up or down, and we have the tables, the chairs.
And then big buildings,
Right.
in case the weather doesn't cooperate,
Right,
you can
it's
still
a
have...
wonderful setup, and people should think about that for any kind of a celebration they want from now until the weather really gets cold.
John, who's in charge of keeping all that grass mowed out there and the weed eating? Everything looks so nice.
actually, it's Jake Rashavi's department that comes out there. He has an individual that comes out there. Al comes out there every week. He's out there every week, and you can set your clock by him. And he does a great job just keeping all the grass mowed. Then our maintenance guys go around and weed whip around the buildings and around the fixtures that you can't get close to the with the lawnmower. So you know, the county comes out and they do a fantastic job keeping the grass cut and making it look presentable.
And then during the fair, are the guys out there early in the morning with the leaf blowers, blowing any trash all together, cleaning it up so it looks like opening day every day out there?
That's right, and you know, that's one of the things we take pride in, and we get tons and tons of compliment on how clean our fairgrounds is. And we really have a dedicated crew that go out there every morning and make that happen. And I mean, they start, you know, sometimes 6:30 in the morning. They're out there.
Because we're out there at the Cardinal Cafe, and
Yes.
we can hear them out there. They'll usually do the grandstand first.
Yes.
And then they'll come and do all of the grounds.
And then there's other individuals that go around through all the parking lots and all this, and they pick up every bottle, every piece of paper, and throw it in a trash can, and they just go through and just pick up all the trash, even in the parking area. So we're real fortunate that we have a group of guys that are so dedicated to making the place presentable.
You can stand by, John. Kathy, we have to take a break for the markets. When we come back, we want to talk more about the upcoming Rice County Fair. Remind me in about 10 minutes to take a break to play the sponsor again.
All right.
Make a note, Kathy or John.
In 10 minutes?
I'll just point to 10.
Yeah.
Remember to make State Bank of Faribault
Be the
your first
engineer.
step in the home buying process. Visit us at tsbf.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 638054.
Faribault Foods started in 1895 as a vegetable company. They were known for small-sized, juicy corn kernels, tiny peas, and a willingness to do everything they could to please their customers. Today's
Were they
product line
nasty?
includes canned vegetables, sauce beans, refried beans, baked beans, kids and family-style pasta and sauce, soup, chili, organic, and Mexican specialties, to nectars. Faribault Foods is innovative, offering products and packaging that meet today's marketplace styles. Since 1895, from their table to yours, Faribault Foods.
Welcome back to today's A Minnesota program, Fair Talk 2017. John Dvorak, the Rice County Fair Manager, is in studio. Also Kathy Kapp, who is in charge of the Fair Queen contest. John, just before the market break, you were mentioning about what great facilities we have, and it's used for a lot of special family events, gatherings, open houses. And didn't you have a big event there Memorial Day weekend?
We did. On the Sunday of Memorial Weekend, we had another Mexican rodeo out, which was very successful. Had a great turnout for it. I would say they had it in excess, probably about 3,000 people. It was a lot of fun. People came out and just enjoyed the day and had a great time. And you know, it was a great way that we could offer something to the Hispanic community here in Faribault, and they came out and had a good time.
It's just so nice to see these facilities utilized throughout the year, not just during the 6-7 days of the fair.
That's exactly right, and we do, and I keep saying that over and over. The facilities we have a beautiful set of facilities, as do other fairgrounds, and we just need to utilize them and just find ways that we can have events out there and utilize them more and more. So, they're out there. Let's take advantage of them.
So if you're having a wedding reception, graduation, open house, get a hold of you to try and set up a date?
Exactly so. Just get a hold of me and we'll set up a time to meet and see what we can work out. There's a fee that covers the cost of doing it, and I think it's very affordable to have it out there, and the facilities are great, and what better way to have a place other than at your place. You don't have to spend all that time getting the house ready, getting it repainted, getting new paint on the walls. You just come out there, rent the facility, and put you on your event and have fun, and let the worries be behind.
But don't try and schedule an event and get a building long about the middle of July, right?
Exactly so.
You might be a little occupied the middle of July.
Exactly so, and it's the fair is coming fast, and when it is fair time and things are getting ready to be set up, it's no time to be renting out the buildings, but that fair will be here quicker than we think.
And of course, we always kick off the fair that Tuesday evening with Rice County Fair Queen coronation. Kathy, what a great way to kick off the fair every year.
Yes, it is. We start with a wonderful event, the Queen contest, and there's contests all week long, and we end up with the Derby, and that's a contest. That's kind of what the fair is all about. Coming in and trying out different things. So the contest, for the Queen contest, I thoroughly enjoy, and it's usually a very warm night, but we can have anywhere from 4 to 18 girls, and I'm still waiting on entries, but that, like I said earlier, that's kind of the way it goes. That is, a lot of times girls are at last minute getting in, not that it's a last minute thought to enter, but that they really want to do it, but they're usually the ones that are involved in a lot of things, and it's not a 4-H contest, it's open to anyone. But a lot of times with the 4-H girls, they're getting their things ready for 4-H and don't always have the time to get right on this. So.
And John, doesn't the Fair Board give them a scholarship too? I mean, we've got some money on the line here too, don't we?
There is a scholarship involved, and Kathy was very fortunate to secure a individual that made a huge donation to the fair, and we're very thankful for him for doing that. And that allows us to continue giving out scholarships to these gals, and it's a great way to get some of your college education paid off, and that's what it has to go for.
And you make it quite an event too, don't you, Kathy? And that the judging, the girls are there a day or two before, and they go out to dinner with the judges, and it's kind of a neat program.
Yeah, some pageants are done right that evening, but a week before we have interviews and a dinner, and they're interviewed in group and individually down at the fairgrounds in our boardroom. And then that starts about 2 o'clock on July 11th on a Tuesday, and then we follow it up with a dinner, and we'll be out at Basher's, and the judges continue to judge them at that point, because we're all sitting at a large table, and then they see how they interact and with other people, and it makes it wonderful. As far as the scholarship, David Gross, a local person, has been so generous to give us, so we can give out $1,000 to the Queen and $500 to each of the attendants. A lot of contests do not give out anything, or if they do, it's only like $100 and some. So the college is very expensive, which you know, having 2 children in college. I've had 5, and it doesn't go a long ways, but it does help for books and everything.
Well, $1,000 here and $500 there and another $1,000 over here. It starts to add up.
Right. And they're very anxious to get this, and so we really, really appreciate his philosophy as he gives forward and pays back. And what he's done is people that he knows that something is very near and dear to their heart, he has stepped up to the plate and given money, and he knows how much this contest and being a part of the fair means to me. So he offered to do this, and this is the second time he's done this. So for the next 10 years, we're going to have $1,000 and $500 for each, so we won't have to worry about. And there are some community places that give us money that we add to that. So I don't want to leave anybody out, a sponsor that maybe only gives $50 or $100, because it all adds up. Once you put all those 50s together, it all adds up. So we appreciate all and every sponsor that we get. But now you've been down there, and you've been able to usher up some of the girls. That's something new that we started a few years back, and it gives more of a reason to come down there and watch it. We get 300 to 400 people that watch that program.
And don't we have something new this year too? Once Queen Coronation is all over, then the Faribault Community Band is going to be playing.
Yes,
Am I remembering correctly there?
Yes, and excited about that. It's just something that we can do that's new this year at the fair, and the Faribault Community Band has offered to come down and set up and play after the Queen Coronation is over with. So I think that's a great part, a way to work with the community, and we'll get some entertainment out there and gives them an opportunity to show off what they can do, and I think it's going to be good for everybody.
Well, I've been there many times, and the families and the contestants, everybody's visiting, taking pictures, relatives have come in, so it'll be nice to have some music in the background while everybody's still milling around and talking. Yeah,
and we'll see how it goes this year, and we can build on it from here for next year, and the sky's the limit what we could do. Maybe we could even have them play for the coronation someday. I don't know. I mean, if we really wanted to make something nice, I mean, what better way to, the Faribault Community Band playing for the coronation. So.
Well, do you know the Princess Kay the Milky Way coronation? They have a band that's playing during the coronation at the State Fair Band Shell.
Yeah, so.
Different times when they're getting things set up and little background music when they're doing some interviews. It really adds a nice touch to it.
Very old-fashioned, and it's very unique. I believe there's like 40 that are part of that, and maybe it's something that we could get back to on a Thursday when we have our senior citizens day.
That'd be good then too.
They would enjoy that. We do have Boogie Land Entertainment that does our sound system, and he plays music before it, and he'll play while the stage is changing. He'll be playing some music, so we entertain everybody constantly down there.
What other contests are going to be going on at the Rice County Fair in addition to Jerry and John and the bull riding?
The addition was something
I
new
don't-
that you planning here again? Or?
I don't know anything about that, but I've got that on my list to make that exciting.
Jerry stirring the pot? Never.
I think the first thing is we have to think about is costumes for that. I think you guys need more than just that hat on. You get your cowboy boots, and Jerry, you'll have to come in something different than you always do. We'll have to find a cowboy outfit for you. You know what?
I don't have a pair of blue jeans.
Well, hey, everybody has to have blue jeans.
Not me.
We'll find you some of those. We start with a quilt block contest, and the people bring those into the Gillen building, the open class. And our theme this year is red, white, and blue. I do like to stay patriotic. And we give out ribbons for first, second, and third place, and then 9 honorable mention ribbons. And these blocks are put together by a quilt group, and then we have a drawing at our volunteer dinner in September, and we give it away because, I mean, we like to keep it, but you can only have so many things, and I just thought it would be a nice thank you gift for them. And the Northfield Quilters are putting this one together. Last year it was a Faribault group. So the ladies that are involved with this are very, very, very excited about that. And then we have a farm photo contest. The entries go into the archery building. Oh, that's Monday that they do that, quilters. And then the same thing with the farm photo contest is in the archery building, and it's a picture of farm animals and people together, and we have children's groups and adults, and they get ribbons and some prizes for that.
I like that twist.
Yeah, I have more. Did you want to play that?
No, you can go ahead and go through some more.
And then we have a color contest at the old schoolhouse that's connected with the Historical Society.
What are the ages of the coloring contest?
You're too old.
Just checking.
You have to be able to stay in the lines.
That's just what I was going to say. You have to stay in the line. And they enter those at the schoolhouse, and that is connected with the Historical Society. And then on Wednesday, Chocolate Classic in the Gillen building, and that you would enjoy. Franson Bank supports that one, and is for children and adults. The children do cookies, bars, or brownies, and the adults do chocolate desserts. And oh my gosh, they're just out of this world. And then we have ribbons, and there's a $25 first place, 20 second, and 15 third for adults, and the same thing for children. Thursday's our big senior day, and there's a plaque for the Senior Citizen of the Year, and the forms are online, and they can get a hold of Shar Wetzel or I, or at the Senior Center, and nominate somebody that's volunteered. And it doesn't have to be volunteer from just 65 and up. It's their lifelong volunteer, and then they do go up to the State Fair, our winner, and they get a nice plaque and some flowers. And then the senior essay this year is Memories of the County Fair. And the Senior Coalition gives us gift baskets and ribbons for that. We've done country schoolhouse memories in the past, and we just thought memories of county fairs would be a good topic this year.
Well, we have to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk. Back to today's AM Minnesota program, Fair Talk. John, during the break, we were talking a little bit about the fair, and I didn't know this used to be held, Rice County Fair, in August.
Yeah, I did. Long time. And then they decided to move it back. I think they were looking for that hottest day of the summer to have it.
The middle of July?
July, yeah.
By the way, who's in charge of the weather this year? Is that Kathy?
Well, we had her in charge last year. Look what happened.
Mother Nature, you know it's a woman that takes care of the weather. So you're either punished or you're rewarded.
But we take it as it comes.
That's right. There's nothing you can do about it. And so, Jerry, one of the things I just want to add in, Sunday morning, this gal that was in my church choir came up to me and says that she always enjoys listening to my radio show. So I just want to say a good morning to Seal Simon and thank you for the compliment that you gave me. It was a sweet thing to do, and I appreciate that. And so I just told her I'd say hi to her on the radio.
And what was her name again?
Seal Simon. So
Seal.
I hope she's listening this morning and enjoying the show.
Shout out to Seal Simon.
Yeah.
Other contests, Kathy, I haven't heard any that I would have a chance at even being respectable in yet, but maybe there'll be one.
Well, I'm trying to work on a pie contest with our senior citizen, the different places at the senior living and Keystone and different places. They have activities there, and I'm trying to see if maybe those groups would each bring in a pie or two, and we could do that on Thursday. And of course we'd need a judge, and I know where I think I can find one, because you've always done a great job with our pie contest.
Unless John pulls rank on me.
Yeah, well, we always need at least 3. So that's an option. We'll see how that goes. And then we do have the euchre tournament in the beer garden. That's on Thursdays. And the doors open at 1 and it begins at 1:30, and there's fun prizes and money, and that is always very well attended no matter what the heat is. There's a nice breeze that goes through the beer garden. Friday is Texas
Cool
Hold'em.
refreshments too.
Yes,
That helps.
they do have beer's good. Texas Hold'em tournament is in the beer garden on Friday. Doors open at 1 also and begins at 1:30. Prizes and money with that. And then, of course, the famous hog calling contest on the Midway stage on Friday.
I couldn't even qualify for that. I was a dairy farmer.
Well, but you know how to call hogs. I have so much fun with that, and there's a good following to that. That's for kids and older people, and ribbons, trophies, and prizes. It's kind of interesting because people will, has the sound system, because it kind of goes all over the fairgrounds, and people will come over and kind of watch, and I've enticed a few people up on stage to be part of that, and we get some good sponsors, and one is Kevin Eastrom. He's always with the pork producers. Everybody usually goes home with some kind of a prize. The salsa contest has been moved to Friday, and that's on the Cannon stage area, and it's canned and fresh salsa, and there's ribbons and trophies and prizes. Saturday is a beanbag tourney, is in the beer garden again. Sign up at 11, and they said the bags fly at noon, so you can come in and watch that too if you're interested. And then the new one, and I'll credit John with this, he said, do people make pickles anymore? Well, yes they do. So we're going to try a pickle contest on Saturday instead of the pie contest, because it's too hot to bake pies, but as long as you've made the pickles in the last year, you can enter them. And we're going to have dill and sweet chunk pickles, and if somebody brings some refrigerator, we're kind of leaving it open this year, and we'll see what we get. I hope the people from the farmers market hear this and bring theirs down, so we'll have ribbons and trophies. We get great trophies from Star Trophy to give out, and ribbons that are specially designed for our contest.
Oh,
so
Louisa's mom and grandmother made the best dill pickles.
Yeah,
it's you can't buy those in the grocery store.
No, there's such a difference in the taste, and it's great. And then the karaoke contest is on the Cannon stage, and that is on Saturday, and that's for children and adults. And then on Sunday, our final one is a talent contest on the Midway stage. Starts at noon, and the prizes are $75 for first, $50 for second, and $250 for third, and that's in 3 classes: open, teen, and youth.
And then if you win, don't you get to go and compete at the state fair then, right?
Right. The first place winners all go to have the opportunity to go to the state fair. Our only criteria is that to get that money, first place, you have to represent us. You can win in another county, but you have to represent us to get that money.
I can't believe it. I just glanced at the clock. It's almost 10 o'clock.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I guess. Anyway, we're going to do it again next week, right, John?
That we are. We'll be here.
Thanks for coming in, Kathy.
You're very welcome. I always enjoy it.
And remember, July 18th through the 23rd, the Rice County Fair. Put that on your calendar.
With the Fair Queen contest that Tuesday evening, all the way through the week. And we didn't even get to any grandstand events. And the expert truck.
We got 5 more weeks.
Yeah, that's true. All right, thanks, John. Thanks, Kathy.
You're very welcome.
Here's news from ABC.